Should be live now. Oh, cool. That was quick.
Recorded at different speeds, played backwards, and added to itself over and over again. You adjust filters, echoes, acoustic qualities. You combine segments of magnetic tape. By these means and many others, you can create sounds which no one has ever heard before.
Uha's saying, joining today, gonna watch some dude getting drunk. I don't know if I'm gonna get drunk this stream. He's saying, gonna run standard Warfleet through all except for Slaptown. Yeah, I'm gonna run standard Warfleet most of today. This stream, I'm kind of just gonna like show off like the power of hyper battleships and why like it's really really good. But yeah, like you're just able to plow through so many people with hyper battleships. It takes away a little bit of the thinking of the game. Not too much though. But yeah. I don't know. I don't think I've streamed this early before, so I'm not sure how many people will get. It might be a smaller one, but whatever. And sorry I missed last week. I was at a music festival, so I just couldn't stream at all. But yeah. And then I think I'm gonna level up my not Scorpion, my Taurus account, and I'm gonna start using that in League and like just show off like how I would play League at a lower level. Cause like endgame is fun and all, but I think not being at that level would also be pretty fun. One sec. FleetCom doesn't start until 10 p.m. Eastern, right? I try and not conflict with them, and I'll probably be done by 10. Would be my guess. Hopefully. I don't think it'll be too bad, but yeah. So we can just get right into it. This guy he needs to talk to some people, cause I don't think he quite understands what he's doing. Yeah. Ken Sand, what's up? Yeah, and I changed my like the Twitch chat overlay, how I had it at the old time. I was like doing like a window capture and it was kind of weird, but this like natively does it. I think it's really cool. And then like I have like a bunch of notifications and stuff too. So like if I get a follower, this will show up. Which I think is kind of cool. Yeah. There we go. Alright, but yeah, so this guy, he's pretty much running. He just has a bunch of experts. He doesn't have a bunch of good master heroes. And like he doesn't really have endgame skills, or like heroes with endgame skills, like good ones. So I don't know. We can probably just blow through him right away. He probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he actually doesn't even have max mothership resist, or not missile resist. Sorry, on his motherships, which is really hard to do, but we'll see. And even if he does, he doesn't have the durability. He's in an all-attack formation, so he's not even in like the 30% durability. You could just blow this guy up with PC. He doesn't. Oh wait, I just did my bad. I'm used to farming 10-10. Alright, let's see. Yeah, I don't think he had max resist. Probably at 90 missile at best. Well, hyper motherships they get 70 right off the bat. So like, you really just need. I guess if he's running Exosium armor, yeah, he'll be at 90. But you would think he would have like the 35 resist device or something. Just a little bit surprised is all. But whatever. Alright, so we'll move on to Polska. And like I said, yeah, EXO only. That's probably what he was doing. But yeah, like I said, I'm probably just gonna run Warfleet through most of it, since I think I could honestly just spam my Warfleet through the whole thing and get it. Just because nobody was able to get max stars on me. Nobody was even able to get 3. I did put out a really good defense fleet though. Definitely difficult to do. So this guy, he's running 3 defense heroes, but you don't need 3 defense heroes. I'm pretty sure even with MS8, you can max all your resists with only 2. Maybe 1? Probably not. But yeah, I mean, it just, having 3 defense heroes leaves you so open, because he doesn't have he doesn't have any other defense skills besides like a confusion fire that's level 1, and then an advanced random fire, which is good. That's fine. The issue isn't here, it's with these other heroes. Yo Macross, what's up? Thanks for joining. But like, he doesn't have defense shield, ER possibly, although I would still be able to bust through ER. But defense shield is a real big one. If you're using a bunch of DPS heroes, like maybe 2+, but even just 1, I use defense shield, just because like it's so vital of a skill, and not having it just makes him so weak. Ken and I ran at 167 res in MS8. Yeah, a lot of people. With League, you can always be fine-tuning your fleet. For General War, I don't know if I would run that piercing cannon hole, but I'm sure it's fine. Yeah. Yeah, it's just the power of hyper battleships. He did have a decent amount of resist, so at least he was running, I'm assuming he was running Reflex Shield. He was probably running Reflex Shield and then that durability bonus formation, which is what got him so much. Because he did live through a little bit of my hyper battleships. And my hyper battleships are maxed, and like all my skills are pretty much level 15 natural. So like I physically can't pump my attack any higher. Unless I get rid of stealth, of course. Yeah, this guy must be a new level, probably a newer level 100. I haven't seen him 300 times already. Just froze like that. Yeah, his Adeline, I think he advanced her a little too soon. Also, I've said this before, but advanced explosive fire isn't, you don't need it. Like, you don't need to advance it. Explosive fire works just fine on its own. There are much more vital skills to advance. Like, I don't know why he should probably get Clara. He could advance Clara. Piercing fire is a good one to advance. Defense shield, spread fire, all those are way more important. Confusion fire, almost way more important than advanced explosive. But yeah, and then he's got Ivan, the beam defense. All his heroes are really low ability too, so he probably just doesn't have a ton of Trons and stuff. But yeah. If you ever see people like this, you should definitely like, and you notice like they're on their side, you should ask for them in chat and stuff. Like say, yo, are you here? Because a lot of times these players, like they just don't even realize what they're doing wrong. Because if they don't necessarily chat the whole time, then like they don't see it. But I've definitely like said like, hey, get like yo, X Terran right here, like you should do this instead, and they fixed it and stuff. So. And get them into the Facebook groups too. Too many people aren't in the Facebook groups. I definitely wouldn't be playing this late into the game if I didn't have the Facebook groups. Because yeah, it's the community that makes it worth playing, I think. But yeah, so let's see. So he's in destroyers. So he's also not even a level 100. That's nuts. 3 advanced skills, not even level 100. But like this advanced beam coordination on that analyst doesn't do anything. The spread fire hero looks good. I don't know where his Clara is. He should just put all the LDs into this hero. He doesn't need this missile master. We need our farms, Woley. There are so many farms out there. Because like once a player goes inactive, they stay there forever. Like, let's see. I don't know. I feel like there are like some people, especially like that are like that always pop up on this left side right here, because like they got to like level 98 and then didn't go any further than that. So they are always there. And the game, I don't know how long after, but after a certain point, it detects that you haven't logged on, and it'll like just auto keep your fleet at like a certain point. Like you won't lose any more ships. So yeah, like, and at that point, like you'll always be able to hit them for like max resources and the cosments too. So. But I agree. It does suck that like some of the people that like came into like our chat, like they were so bad, and like I farmed them in war so much, and then now it's like if I accidentally hit them on like auto battle, I totally get demolished because we told them what to do. But that's just how the game goes. So yeah, and then advanced defense shield's fine. I don't really like it on this hero because one, this hero isn't gonna live probably even through the defense shield because it doesn't have durability. So like if you were going to use a nav master, you should probably just use one defense shield, not two. Or like, sorry, not one, but like you should use regular defense shield, not advance. JP was a great farm before, and now he's a pain in the ass. Yeah, that's a lot of players, dude. If you ever talk to Seraphim, he won't like, I don't know if he'll actually say he was bad, but like he came to us and he was straight garbage. And now he's like a top player. Like what did he get last league? He probably got, my guess would be top 10. He got 10th, yeah. Yeah, but he came to us. I thought there was no way this guy was going to be a top 10 player. But yeah, and there are a lot of people. Anubis, Kensan, Ancom, Zip, Cobra, and Seraphim. Who else is in this? 4-8's in it. SK. Achilles is not. Bubitsa, he's in it. He did pretty well last league, actually. Ren, of course. JP. Nine Fingers. The other 4-8 account. Yeah, we've got a lot of top players. Gum. Seraphim used to farm the crap out of this guy, but now he's doing better. I don't know. We like our chat just has a ton of these top players, and I think that's what keeps the game interesting. Let's see. All right. And if there's anyone watching this or watching our VODs on Antares, and they want in on our server or in on the chat, you can search. Yeah, you can just search that, and then you can join the group, and that's like the group. And then if you want in, there's a bunch of posts about the chat too, and just comment, we'll add you in. But yeah, so this guy he does have hyper. He's just not done his attacks. Yeah, he just hasn't done them. He has hyper battleships. I haven't seen him around much, so I think he's still a newer player. Kind of newer. His skills aren't really maxed. But yeah, I can just bust through this. I'm surprised he has a cannon defense hero with these battleships, but it's whatever. This guy could be decent. He has him on beams. You should keep advanced confusion fire on perfect missile, I think. It's too easy to evade the beams. And then yeah, the cannons is fine for this. The cannon missile's a good combo, but yeah. Advanced defense shield level 7 isn't really gonna do much. Marco is kind of low on time lately, so he's slowing his game. That's fair enough. Yeah, like he had cannon defense there, but I just blew right through him with missiles. a lot of people get low on time. The nice thing about this game is like you could take a week, even a month off and still come back and like be a top player. Like you don't have to continually grind. Like there are other games out there that if you stop playing for like a day or two, like you'll lose everything. But this game, it's like, oh, I come back, my fleet's still there. I've only lost 10% of my fights on defense. And you've been gaining cosments. Like, this game's pretty forgiving once you get up to a certain point. But you have to grind to get there for sure. This game is definitely a grind. Alright, so he's got advanced preemptive. Not quite sure why again. This advanced emergency repair isn't that great on a battleship commander, just because like you're not going to be able to evade anything, and battleships are really bad tanks because they have that huge fighter resist hole that's hard to patch up. And a lot of people will say like they think they can make them work, but I've never seen a battleship master actually do that well. Or not, yeah. But like motherships, so like motherships also have a huge hole, but their hole is in cannons. And the lowest rate or the highest rate of fire cannon is 8. But like if you're using wolves, that's a 3 rate of fire, which is a huge difference. So like I could just use fighters and a couple like explosive fire hits or a couple random fire hits that like I have enough accuracy for, would just completely destroy a battleship master tank. Because you kind of have to play with the holes. It's so difficult. The amount of like heroes, or like the fighter defense hero and like the extras and the devices and stuff that you need to patch all those holes, yeah, it just like it makes your setup not viable. So like the best thing that I found is just playing with them. So like for like cannon, or for like cruiser masters, like you just evade cannons and beams, and then you just resist the other stuff. I have like a crappy defense shield hero. Not crappy, he's just gold skill, that's all. But like this is how I run him. And like my ability is only 224%, but I can push 550 beam evasion and then 517 cannon evasion, which is like more than enough to evade most things. And then I just resist the other stuff. And I still have high enough evasion to kind of get by. So I think that's like a good way to play him. So. And like with cannons, I just leave the cannon hole, run reflex shield, get an extra 3 or 4 billion dirt. Ken San saying he took 3 months off last summer. You missed the chances at Trons and hero draws, but easy to come back and return to top. Yeah, you missed like out on everything that you could have grinded for essentially. You've been playing since last summer. I didn't know you were that much of a veteran. But yeah. Yeah, I mean you'll just miss that. But the thing is you can start right back off where you can start like right where you left off, which is nice. You don't have to work your way back up to where you were before. You might have to work your way to like what the top now is, but not the other way around. So wow. Not much risk. Was in fairly early in the days when level 70 cap. Yeah, I remember that cap. I was still really bad then. I like looked back at like our Facebook conversation, because we had that Facebook chat going like since we were like level 50 or 70, and it was funny. We were all discussing. None of us knew what we were doing, but we were all discussing like proper builds and stuff. And there was like one guy who was going like full battleships, and he couldn't make it work, so he ended up quitting. It was 007, if anyone's been around that long. And like everyone else mostly was running a cruiser or a mothership resist build. I think that's what most people do. But yeah, so this guy, no advanced skills. Fighter defense, cannon defense. Again, he doesn't have a lot of ability, so he just needs more ability trons. Maybe he can't get to pursuits to get the abilities. Xers. Because that's definitely a problem. Is if you level up too fast and you can't get these like ability extras, it's so difficult to get to that point in pursuit to get the ability extras. So like you definitely I think if you're to the point where you can't like clear like level 8 and 9 consistently, like maybe you'll lose to level 10 or something like every once in a while. But if you're at that point where you can't beat level 8 and 9 consistently, you should probably slow down your leveling and focus on like strengthening your fleet. Just my thoughts, because eventually it's going to get to a point where you're just leveling up, and you're getting a little stronger, but you're not, like, in comparison to everyone else who's getting these ability Xers and stuff, you're not really that strong. Let's see. Aswa. Not sure how to pronounce that. Yeah. This is the second guy we've seen running Battleship 8s. I don't think Battleship 8s are a ship you should run, to be honest. Oh, I might have to sneeze. Sorry. Someone's asking if I'll be done before food come. Like Battleship 8s, they just don't have the amount of damage that you need to like bust through that Hyper Battleships do. Hyper Battleships get that 4th device slot, which is huge because that's another 20 to 35% attack. Plus, you can upgrade at 20% more eventually. But even right off the bat, Hyper Battleships are just way better. And like a lot of people when they're running Battleship 8s, they also don't quite have like your heroes. They aren't maxed out. Like they're still using Skilltrons. They probably don't have ability maxed. Like things like that. So your damage isn't really maxed. Like the closer you get to having like crazy amounts of damage, the better Hyper Battleships get. And like once your Hyper Battleships are starting to do like upwards of like 4.5 to 5 billion, that's when you start seeing the strength. But in Battleship 8s, I would not be able to get that much damage. I should like actually look and see what it is, but my guess is it would be like even with a maxed out hero, I would still only get like 3 billion damage. And with Hyper Battleships, you're basing it all, or Battleships in general, you're basing it on all-out attack. And if you can't kill them, then you're not going to be able to, you're just going to die instantly. So his hero choice is kind of a little bit odd to advance rapid fire on a cannon expert. I've seen a lot of cannon experts this stream. Oh, that's not proc. I think that's what it was. Wow, I can't believe I got bodied there. Oh well, it happens sometimes. I think my spread fire didn't proc, and then my yeah, I should have put my EF on the other side. Oh well. Nah, I did it there. My spread fire didn't proc, and my random fire, I don't know if it procced or not, but it definitely didn't hit that person on the right. So, and then she procced, of course, because everyone procs on defense. Let's see. So, yeah, advanced defense shield. Again, a lot of experts. This, like, not experts, but what's the opposite of the commander? The navigators. And like, I don't know, it's hard to make those type of heroes work, especially if they just have evasion. Evasion on a battleship, not doing much at all. His durability is probably like maybe 1 billion, maybe 1.5, something like that. But yeah, and then spread fire is good. He's got Claire right there. Might be advancing him a little too soon, but it's all right. The first levels aren't that bad to get more LDs for. You can get to level 9 fairly quickly, and then it's just 2 skip plus 3 trons. So I say fairly or easily. It's not actually that easy, but yeah. So then let's see, spread cannons. That's all right. Again, it's getting to the point in the server where Like most people, more and more people are running stealth, so cannons become less and less used. Missile and analyst on that, or missile wrist and EVA analyst for emergency repair. Didn't even notice that, but yeah, that's real bad. He also did advance this hero, which probably isn't the best thing to do. And the reason for that is because like advanced emergency repair, you need to get hit in order to heal. So in order to heal your own ships, like of one of these 4 fleets, you need to be able to get hit and keep healing, which mothership masters and like even mothership commanders and stuff like that can easily do. But a hero like this one will get hit, take a ton of damage because it has so low durability that it could quickly die. Or if it doesn't, it's only going to take a couple emergency repair hits to heal, and then it's at full health again. But like a mothership master that's constantly using emergency repair as a skill, like every turn, would net you a little more. So that's why, like, I think for heroes like this, you can maybe make it work with regular emergency repair, but advanced emergency repair, you should just wait for like a better hero, one that doesn't rely on evasion as much. Yeah, and he probably shouldn't have even advanced this skill. He should get advanced spread or random fire. He already has defense shield on a decent hero too. I don't know his stats, but he has a mothership master, which is really all that matters. Defense shield, you don't need crazy stats. You can really make any defense shield hero work. It doesn't matter at all. If you're just using him for the like skill, I guess. It matters a little bit, but I would definitely like if I didn't have a great defense shield hero, or if I didn't have one at all and I needed one and I was sitting on a bunch of LDs and I pulled like a I don't know, just a cruiser master with maybe it ends up with like 150 gov and like 80, 90, 100 attack. Like I'd invest in that. I think it's worth it. You'll miss out on some durability, but again, for a skill like that, it's a one and done use. So like that's all that matters. And the amount of fights that are determined based on that guy living just a little bit longer are so minuscule. Like skills like confusion fire and counter fire, since those are ongoing skills, those are much more important to like make sure you have good stats. But things like defense shield, and I've argued for spread fire and stuff, like the stats aren't as important. You have to think about what you're using the skill for, and defense shield is done immediately. So then it's just a sitting hero right there, essentially in a tank spot. You waited a lot and let go several the defense shield before taking a decent one. You can do that. You definitely can. There's nothing wrong with having a better hero, but like if you're passing up like a pretty good hero because you think you might get the perfect one later, I think you should just invest. But I don't know if I would like invest in like an analyst. I don't know if I would go that far, but I've also never been in that situation. Like I've had decent luck with heroes, but I think it's not necessarily that I had decent luck. I think it's also the fact that like I've put so much time grinding the game that like I played the odds enough that I was bound to get a good hero eventually. Alright, so he's got random fire level 15 and then piercing fire. This piercing fire will never hit. Neither will this random fire. He should just get Clara. Retire these heroes into masters, because you need a combat master. Yeah, an advanced spread level 3. He's advancing his skills a little too soon. If you Neo see him in chat, let him know. Direct him to the group. We'll fix him up and then we won't be able to farm him in war anymore. But yeah, and then he's got cannons on advanced confusion fire. That's not going to hit much. You really need something like perfect missiles. That random fire weapon master could work for aliens though. Yes, it could work for aliens. But I don't think using random fire LDs is worth I don't think it's worth it investing in a hero like this specifically for aliens. Just because I think Like you need all the LDs that you can get pretty much. So yeah, so like I don't know, just wait. Like I've seen people do that for rapid fire. Maybe for rapid fire I could see a weapon master, but I would still wait for a combat master. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever used rapid fire in like actual League, but I can think of scenarios, especially with like piercing fire, that it would be really nice. Because essentially if you get advanced piercing fire to proc and then you get advanced rapid fire, you can you'll deal 2 billion damage each hit, so 6 billion total. And like I'm about to, I think the next skill I'm gonna advance is another advanced piercing fire skill. Because I think having 2 advanced piercing fires can be useful at times against specific fleets. And then if I pair that with advanced rapid fire, then I would be able to hit both tanks for 2 billion, which isn't that useful. But if it's a skill that, like, if it's a tank like confusion fire or counter fire or something that's a big threat and I'm able to get rid of it like immediately, that's pretty nice. Ken San says he's used it on Heracles with advanced piercing fire side by side. Yeah, it pairs pretty well with that. I think you can also potentially use a coordination skill, like an advanced coordination skill, but I haven't tried that yet. But I think it could work. Because a coordination skill, you could theoretically do even more damage just on one instead of advanced rapid fire. I don't know, are the proc rates different? If advanced coordination actually has a good proc rate, I might look into using it more. If it's like higher than 68%. Let's see. Yeah, this will work. Oh, is the chance only on the regular one? 68? Eh. I think rapid fire is the same. Yeah. Puppets and Ancom were testing it out, if you're not mistaken. I think I could have sworn like I tried using it once. I think I tried using it against Achilles or something, or I speculated I could use it. Because like his fleet was just nuts. I was trying everything I could, just trying to find some way to beat his fleet. So this is I'm guessing a very new level 100. I'm guessing these guys are max level because of Trons. They're probably running double skill Tron, and then maybe this one has one, and then these don't. That would be my guess. Actually, I don't know, because this is level 8 spread. But yeah, Again, I think you should just wait for Clara. She's really not that expensive. She's only 990 crystals, which you can easily get just saving crystals and stuff and not spending them on dumb things. Clara is worth way more than 990 crystals of packs. Like, what is this pack? This is 275 for like, essentially if you were to break all these down, it's like 25 gold LDs. I would totally like sacrifice 80 or 100 gold LDs for Clara. Like, she's definitely worth that much. Although it's funny, she's actually she's a decent hero, but she's a lot of people's best heroes, which I find funny because she actually has a lot of defense bleed. So for hyper battleships, she's actually not too great. I mean, she's still good, of course, but like you can pull better than Clara, definitely. This hero is probably actually a little bit better for hyper battleships that I have. Even though she has more gov, she has a lot less defense. So, and like Coburn has a amazing, like, he has an amazing random fire combat master. She's MS Goddess, yeah. She's really good in motherships, and a lot of people run motherships anyway, so it works out. He didn't have a advanced skill yet, or not advanced skill, sorry, advanced formation. It's Nick. That's funny. I'm fighting myself. This isn't actually my alternate account, though. I don't have an alternate on Antares. So yeah, so he's running long range fighter. I'll say it every stream, because I see it every stream. But you don't really want to run it on defense because it only hits tanks. So it doesn't really serve a purpose, because the tanks are going to be... The tanks are already going to be like well equipped to deal with this sort of thing. So it's not a threat. This guy could be a bit of a threat. This advanced counterfire right here. We're going to take him out with piercing fire. And the thing is he put this guy on the wrong side. Maybe he didn't realize it, or maybe not, I'm not sure. But like, if this guy was over here and my advanced piercing fire procced, one, it would proc last, so it would just hit him, and then he would get a turn to hit me and stuff. But because he's here, I can hit him with advanced piercing fire, and then my explosive fire, if I run explosive fire. I should really run a second random fire, but I'm just going to run explosive fire. So like a random fire, even the spread fire, I'll probably make my spread fire hero go second. That'll all deal a ton more damage because he won't have resist anymore. But, or maybe he will. Theoretically, you could pump up Mothership resist, or Mothership's missiles resist, like above 140. So the 45 that gets taken off with advanced piercing fire, you'd still be at max. But I don't think he's that kind of a player. I don't think he's thinking that far ahead, because I only just thought about doing that. So that'd be interesting. Although I think to do that, you would sacrifice a lot of... You'd have a beam hole. Or maybe not a beam hole, but like you'd be really weak to beams anyway. So it would protect you against missiles. No shield either, so you should move it to the other side. Yeah. Yeah, the E-jamming is actually a really bad call. I don't know why the hell he has this. He also doesn't have cannon defense. I don't know. He's got good heroes, he's just not using them right. Electronic jamming is only giving him evasion, which is literally only helping probably this hero. Maybe this one, but he's in Hyper Mothership, so he's still not going to evade anything. I don't know. I could go on and on, but... yeah, we'll use the IM. That's fine. His Destroyer Master only had like 200 ability, so I could probably hit him with my missiles anyway. Hi, Avery. Also, yeah, I'm down to play. I don't know if I'll be done in 15 minutes quite then. It might be a little longer. Probably not, though. I'm hoping to be done before 10. I only have... Oh, yeah, I'll probably be done. I only have 4 more attacks left. Well, after this one. But yeah, once that's done, then it should be good. Yeah, it worked well. He does have enough missile resist or missile evasion though. It's kind of funny. He might be running double missile evasion next turn. Oh man, if I don't, I just need to hit him once more. There we go. That was definitely the 5% that caps right there. So because I was able to beat everyone else so early, eventually, yeah, I'll take my time. It'll all be good though. Eventually, if I keep hitting him, eventually that 5% chance will work out, and I'll get the kill. So you don't always need explosive fire, but it probably would have helped. I could have probably run it instead of intercept missile, but whatever. Yeah. So again, he's got counter fire there. I'll probably use advanced piercing fire again. It's not too much of a threat though, because it's only a Mothership 8s. Actually, he probably doesn't have max missile resist, so I'm just gonna use explosive fire. Yeah, and then he's got beam on advanced confusion on an analyst. So this is a hero I wouldn't advance on, especially on an analyst, because you're not gonna get enough or not resist. You're not gonna get enough durability, so the skill is gonna, the skill will be gone real quick because it'll die real quick. On a master, it would last a lot longer. But even if like these two heroes were just swapped, so like if she had Confusion Fire and then this one had Defense Shield, it would be even better. Ragnaholic's a nice farm. I could see it. He's probably he's super weak to cannons. So many people this round have been weak to cannons, but like I'm just sticking with my war fleet. But honestly, you could probably just straight run piercing cannons and do pretty decent. Oh, it says Uha's watching, but he can't. Arrow while decoding the media resource? That's weird. Tell him to try using the app. Mobile Twitch is kind of weird. Could I still get first right now? Yeah, I'm gonna get first. There's the only guy is, it's 4Aiden has a, he's like a top 10 player, but this is his alternate account. And then Slaptown's another decent guy, but I made a really good defense fleet, so I'm gonna get first. I did lose last round though, so I can't get a perfect round, which I'm pretty sure a perfect round has been needed to win all but this one. How did you get 2160 league points? How is that possible? Oh, because there was that round where the first season where like we got like a 20% bonus or something for one of them because like they screwed something up and they had to redo one. That was a mess. I remember that. Yeah, no, I'm just 5th right now. So, but I did lose last round. I got paired with SK. I think it was SK. I'm pretty sure. Maybe it wasn't. But yeah, I got paired with a decent player, and then I was at Electric Forest, so I like just had to do my attacks when I had internet, and I pretty much just did them in like 10 minutes, and just called it good. If I had pulled like this type of a round, I would have been fine, but it happens, so whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna swap back over to Explosive Fire. He pops up all the time. Probably breaks his shield. Could. Oh, I guess I'll still win. Yeah. And again, that's how I use, that's like a prime example of how I run my spread fire. Which, I mean, I have a huge Facebook post on it that I linked last time. But pretty much like spread fire, it doesn't need to be a huge defense skill, and so I run it like super low lead. I just use it for the skill only. I don't use it for damage. So like, she got hit by something because she was like super weak, but I only lose 42,000 fleet, which is like almost, it's only 12% of my entire fleet scale on one hero. So like it's 20% of my heroes, but only 12% of my fleet scale. So I run her really low, so that she dies, it's fine. I still have a bunch of fleet in the other one, because like once you get to like 31%, that's when you end up that's when like you lose your first star, so you only get 4. So I can essentially lose that hero and then like one more, and I'm just on the threshold of losing my other star. So, but only for spread fire would I advocate using that. You don't need a great hero, and that's just similar to how you don't need a defense shield. Doesn't need to be a good hero, kind of. Yeah. Okay. I'm really impressed that Uha. I'm probably saying that wrong actually. I actually don't know how to pronounce his name, but because he doesn't even have hyper yet, and he did decent. I was definitely beating people with hyper earlier, but it's probably just because he's in the chat, so he knows how to play. Like, his defense fleet's pretty cookie cutter. The beams, random fire. So I like beam random fire on defense. I think it's really good, but I run it because I have enough durability and like I have hyper motherships and stuff. So like I have enough options that I can keep it alive. I don't know if this hero is going to be able to stay alive, and that's like what a lot of people are having problems with on my fleet, is that they can't get like 2 stars would mean like they probably didn't lose any, or that they just ran a defense fleet and I wasn't able to kill them. So you just get 2 stars because you start off with 2 automatically, or they like took 1 and then lost 1 and something like that. But like when you don't have the huge amount of durability, it's hard to run beams random fires. I use the same philosophy for my advanced piercing fire, no lead, but the skills won't support. I've thought about doing that. I actually don't right now. How do I set up my advanced piercing fire? I run her in hyper motherships. How much lead is that? 829? That's pretty low, right? Is that any lead? Okay, it's like 8,000 lead. But I run really high ability. And then I, of course, bump up the defense. Yeah, I think this is actually a pretty good way to set up piercing fire. I can't think of how I would run it differently. 267 ability is a lot for a hero with gold defense. And then yeah, I have a natural level 15 too. 700 mothership, so 42,000 lead. Yeah. Yeah, so I have like 100 more ships, but. And then I'm like just at the threshold where I hit the damage cap. Regardless of because my attack's only like 700 million, which is really low. But it doesn't really matter too much because I'll still hit 2 billion anyway. And theoretically, advanced piercing fire, you're relying more on the reduced resist than the like huge initial hit, which is why it's such a big difference from piercing fire to advanced piercing fire. Because regular piercing fire, you're using it for like the huge damage, the 2 billion damage hit. But advanced piercing fire, you're using it so everyone else gets that huge hit. Which is why like I think like it's a pretty vital skill to advance, because it changes the game completely. And like there are only a few skills that like do that, like advanced spread, but advanced piercing fire is probably one of the most unique ones. I think it was I think it's a cool skill. I think it'd be cool to see like some sort of skill or maybe a hyper weapon where like it has like really low accuracy, but then once you hit someone with it, it lowers their evasion. I think that'd be really cool. So like once you finally hit them with it, with a weapon or a skill or whatever you hit them with, that's decided, then like it lowers that fleet's evasion, similar to how like advanced piercing fire lowers resist. I just think it'd be a cool concept, but who knows? It probably won't get added to the game, but it'd be cool. And yeah, so he's got cannons. I think he advances cannon a little soon, but it's fine. He'll get the LDs. He probably has a cannon hole. I don't know, unless he's running cannon resist Xers on all his heroes. But if he is doing that, then he'll have a fighter hole probably. That's typically how it goes. Is people either patch the fighter hole or the cannon resist hole in these mothership 8s. But hyper weapons someday, that'd be cool. Wasn't there like a post in I swear I saw a post from like the fan page about something like is gonna like change the meta or something. See if I can find it. Am I gonna win? He just had regular confusion fire, right? Okay. If he had advanced confusion fire, it'd be a whole different story. Alright, yeah, I'll win. Just remember to have to download a new patch. Oh, shoot. I'll have to do that, too. I'm going to load Steam right now. And then hope that my internet can handle it. Oh, I think it auto-updated. We're good. But yeah, if that was Advanced Confusion Fire, it'd be a lot different of a story. Alright, so now we have Slavtown. So Slavtown and... I'll hit for Aiden now. I don't have to respec for him. Because he's just running hyper battleships. And the funny thing is, stealth hyper battleships beats stealth hyper battleships. So, you can just stealth by. I like how he's in Mothership 4. That's actually hilarious. You never see that anymore. Oh yeah, what did Astronest stay? Why is my Facebook so slow? Yeah, they posted 12 hours ago, changes are coming soon, ... We're getting hyper weapons, people. We're getting hyper weapons. There's no way we're not. Actually, no, there definitely is a way we're not. They could just give us something completely different. But they've been working on hyper weapons for a while, so that's cool. I'm excited just to like brainstorm how to use them. Because that's like what everyone did once hyper devices got announced. So, alright, so now we have one more guy to beat. I'm going to run Warfleet a few times just to see if I can pop him with that. Hyper weapons, Craigasm. Yeah, dude, it'll be fun. So Avery, right now, so how this game works. So like we have this hyper lab which you can like build, and it's like a shit ton of resources, and you can build it once you're level 100, which is the max level. And it takes like 2 to 3 weeks to build, like at like the fastest pace, and then every 24 hours you can get it running again. And it costs like a ton to run, but yeah, so like essentially I'm running it, and I'll get like 20 to 30 points in each hypership, in hypership expertise, and then hyper device, and then I can spend that on upgrades and stuff. So it's like really slow to get better once you hit level 100, but like you can get decently better. So like if I want to upgrade like my hyper motherships, it costs me like 150. So it's like almost a week's of splitting research to get 2% more. So that's like how this game is like kind of soft capped. But there's this hyper weapons that just you can't get to because like they're not in the game yet, but it's going to be in the game. But it's been like this for a year now, so like we're all like anticipating, and we all want it to come. Yeah, so he's got, I don't think his fleet will actually be that hard. I think he'll have a huge missile hull. Honestly, he probably has a huge missile hull. He's not using a missile resist formation. He's using advanced electronic jamming. And he's got fighters. His fighters are never going to hit me. Beam defense? I don't know. I can see what he's trying to think, but I don't think it's going to work. Unless he's just crazy outplaying me, and he's like reading how I'm reading him. Which has happened before. A couple rounds ago, SK definitely read what I was thinking so hard. Alright, he might have max resist, but it doesn't matter. See how I got 2 missile shots before his fighters even procced? Like, that's crazy. That shouldn't happen. I mean, of course it should happen, but like that's why you shouldn't use fighters like that, I don't think. If you use missiles or beams, I only get to fire once. And same with cannons if you use like I think with cannons. Maybe not. I'm not sure actually. What's the fire rate? Pulling up Excel because I'm actually curious right now. Let's see. My fire rate sheet. Yeah, so you could use you couldn't use piercing cannon, but you can use Altairs or Quakes, and you would get a second. You would get a hit off after their missiles. So yeah, GG's guys. I dropped 1 attack, I think, to Aswa because I didn't proc. I also wasn't super equipped for it. I didn't have the right loadout, but yeah, that's the power of hyper battleships right there, and that's like why like sometimes League is just a cakewalk. Like the most respecking I did was putting in advanced piercing fire, so that's kind of like why I advocate for like I really want to get a universe or just some sort of thing that's like really competitive. But yeah, it'll get more competitive as the season goes on. It's always like this at the beginning because there's like 20 groups of people, so like there's always a chance. There's a chance you get 1 rare Tron. Nice. There's always a chance that like you don't get anyone in your league, and there's a chance that you get like everyone in your league. You could pull Achilles twice like I did. Like last round, like round 3 and 4, I pulled Achilles both times, which was dumb because he's like the top player. So but yeah, GG's to everyone. I'm probably gonna cut the stream now. FleetCom starts in 50 minutes, so you guys can go watch that. I might tune in for a bit, but yeah, I'll see you guys later.